students, it's time to talk about the next section of your papers, which some of you have actually already started and which all of you have some research for. This is the solutions section, section 3. So I want you to pull up your change paper model, the one that is attached to the current Google Classroom post that has the model paper. This is the one about sexual assault on college campuses. So I just want to talk through with you what some of the pieces are in here. If you look at page 6, and I'm going to go through this kind of quickly, and I strongly encourage you to just go through and read this section for yourself. But if you go to page 6, you'll see right here where they've said possible solutions, section 3. These are possible solutions, not every single one, but ones they've found in their research. So they broke it up into 3. They have banning fraternities. If you scroll down, this one goes like a page. Then they have a second one, a focus on alcohol is B, their second solution. Again, goes a little less than a page that time. And then they have education is C. That's their third solution. You'll see this one goes about a page, a little less as well, before they get to conclusion. We're going to save conclusion for next time, next week. We need to focus on solutions right here. So let's look at what this section looks like by focusing on how they structure it. So let's come back up to banning fraternities. One thing you'll see here is they start with a nice clear claim. One proposed solution of the problem of sexual assault in college campuses or in colleges to ban fraternities due to the general rape culture these establishments seem to promote. They don't get fancy with the claim, just one proposed solution of the problem is. And then notice what they do here in sentence 2. Here is where they connect it to their causes section. As previously discussed, many studies and reports have concluded that fraternities generally have high rates of sexual assault perpetrators. So this is somewhat connected to their causes section, and they go on to explain what banning fraternities, why this is potentially a good idea. So they have sentences like, by banning fraternities, we could eliminate a prevalent source of many factors which contribute to this problem. They quote some of their sources from before. Again, quotations aren't necessary, but notice they are referring to their sources that they've used before and a couple new ones. But look what they do. In the opening paragraph here, they've basically made a case for why this would be a good solution. And then they add a second paragraph. Notice the transition here. They end the first paragraph with, banning fraternities would work towards breaking such links, as these aspects of college are often largely related to fraternities. But then they transition here. However, signaling a contrast, right? However, while banning fraternities could provide many benefits and help prevent sexual assaults, this solution is unrealistic and would take away an establishment that has provided many benefits to its members. They are pointing out the negative sides of this solution. So you think of it as you present a solution along with why it would work, but then have another paragraph that basically is a counter argument against it, saying here are the cons, because not every solution has some upsides and some downsides. Your job is to point out both. Obviously, you want to start with the pros and then go to the cons in this second paragraph. And notice the second paragraph in the cons is a little smaller because they haven't had to give a lot of context. And similar, they do that for their focus on alcohol. Notice here, the paragraphs are both a little shorter. It says, instead, a little transition, some people propose that we need to more directly target alcohol consumption. Second paragraph, despite its possible benefits, this plan has a couple of significant drawbacks. Again, they highlight the cons. They do the same thing with education. Here's another potential proposed solution would be to implement men's educational programs. And then this one goes a little longer, and then they have a shorter. While they have been shown to work, these programs may be expensive to implement. So you've got pros and cons for each one. Now, that's how it's structured. I'm going to post another video of a tool I'd like you to use to think about where you get these solutions or how you think about researching them if you've seen very little of this in your research so far, so that you can best write it. But in terms of structure, think of 3 solutions, think of putting pros and then cons for each one, and again, including a couple sources, 2 to 3 sources for each one to highlight those pros and cons. Okay, that's the structure. coming back at you with another video about supporting you in doing the research and coming up with some good details.